What's up, everybody? I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your 5 p.m. forecast update here for, our storms initiating through the Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle here. These videos are sponsored by C3 Group, Maryland Law Group, and American Contractors, so go ahead and check them out. So we've had some storm activity through the Texas Panhandle. A couple storms went just to the southeast of Amarillo, and then we've got a cell firing off to the east of Lubbock, as well as one that's split just to the southwest of San Antonio. So, the whole dry line is firing up here today as we move into the bulk of this afternoon and evening, and then we really get our storms ramping up. We also had a couple severe storms passing through the northern part of Oklahoma. Those have since dissipated once they got up into the cooler weather. We're really watching these guys making their way towards 35 to see what these do as they track northeast. But overall, we got some storms mainly through the Texas Panhandle, and that's the bulk of what we're seeing right now. Want to talk a little bit about our current conditions a little bit more in depth. So we have a tornado watch throughout the whole area right now, all the way from pretty much OKC to Del Rio. But once you move into that, we were really banking on that cold front, right? Or the warm front to continue moving up to the north. And as that pushed up towards OKC, that was going to help us get some of that instability, right? And it was making its way up there. As I was making this 5 p.m., I was like, oh, it's going to make it, like it's looking good. And then it stalled once it got near the Red River, and so now it's just kind of sitting, not advancing as far north as we were watching it do earlier. So, if it can keep pushing up to the north, OKC's chances are still alive. And we could get some storms firing up just north of the warm front, but right now it's sitting in southern Oklahoma and northern Texas right now, and so it's causing more complications to our forecast. So waiting for that to finish moving up to the north, clearing out of the way, and then storm's going to continue to fire through the Texas Panhandle and into western Oklahoma later this afternoon and evening, and this is really where we could get the bulk of storms in a little bit here. So now moving into our current temperatures, so there's that cold front or warm front sitting just through southern Oklahoma and northern Texas, 69 degrees in Oklahoma City, 85 in Dallas. So plenty of heat and humidity through this region, through the Red River region, as well as in southwestern Oklahoma. So if you're in Lawton, if you're in Wichita Falls, if you guys are in any of the area altus through western Oklahoma, that's really where we're watching for the main bulk of our supercell activity into tonight. And then, we could also get some storms firing up along that dry line. So as for humidity, that's there. We got plenty of that. 68 degrees in Oklahoma City, for dew point 67 in Dallas-Fort Worth. So plenty of that instability from humidity, but we just need the residual instability to build up from that heat if that warm front can continue to push up to the north. So for our future radar, here's what we got. We do have some storms firing up and moving into Oklahoma City. Are they going to produce that large hail and that tornado potential? It's looking meager at this point. It's definitely still a possibility with these cells passing up through here. So this is by 5:30, and then we've also got some storms firing along the 35 corridor as well as these two, and this is really what we're watching here for that large hail potential, as well as possible tornadoes as these two supercells as they continue to track off to the east. There they go into western Oklahoma, and I mean you can see the hook structure on the future radar. And that's been pretty consistent with the last few runs as well as multiple models. So we're really watching this guy as it tracks into Oklahoma. Derek's actually headed to Altus right now to track this. So tune into our TikTok as well as our lives, and he might be able to show you some of the conditions from that. But by 7:30, Oklahoma City's still getting plenty of thunderstorms, but it's just a messy storm mode, not as clean as these supercells we're seeing out in the Texas Panhandle and Oklahoma. So, there's still hail potential with these, but not quite as substantial out through Oklahoma City and Norman. That's going to continue moving off to the east and then banding up by 9:30, and we could see some gusty winds, could see some rotation with this as well as hail chances. So all risks possible by 9:30 moving into Oklahoma City. That's going to continue off to the east, and we've got this cell that's the one that's splitting right now, okay, moving towards San Angelo. There it is in the San Angelo area. It's going to start to dissipate as it moves into eastern Texas or central Texas here, but we'll see what happens when it makes it through the city. So San Angelo, be on the lookout for that. By 11 p.m., then we've got just this nasty cluster of storms moving into Oklahoma City as well as Tulsa. That's continuing off to the east, and we've got this just mad band of storms heading towards Fort Smith by 3 a.m. Could, get that wind driving that bow structure in front of it, and so we could have some pretty gusty winds, tornado potential for Fort Smith, unfortunately overnight. So again, if you guys are in eastern Oklahoma all the way to Fort Smith, Arkansas, be on the lookout for those nasty conditions to increase as the overnight hours go on. Then that's going to continue off to the east. This band is continuing to develop, and then by tomorrow morning, Dallas-Fort Worth, you're going to be waking up to some loud thunderstorms, possible damaging winds, and small hail is possible, but we need that daytime heating, and it's going to be early, so we'll see what happens in DFW tomorrow morning. So here's what we have for our hail forecast into this afternoon and evening. The main changes we've made have been to push down our largest hail sizes through central Oklahoma, just because, again, that warm front hasn't shifted up as far as it was earlier supposed to. And then adding this hatched region for where we're seeing our largest, our most consistent runs of models showing those supercell structures moving through. So two biggest changes to that. But, hopping over to the East Coast really quick, there are some storms firing through here. Quarters to half dollars are mostly possible for you guys, although nothing's really changed, up to golf balls and some stronger cells, but low-end chances across the board with that scattered activity. Then over into the plains, that's when we're really kind of going to see things pick up here in the next hour or two, really. So anywhere from southeastern Colorado all the way into southern Texas, we could see hail chances. The best of those, again, are in the Lawton, Wichita Falls area, with that supercell that's tracking eastward. Okay, so especially Lawton, Altus, that's where those models are putting that cell right now. So that's where we could see tornado potential as well as large hail potential upwards of baseball size. And then anywhere through the Texas Panhandle, San Angelo, Del Rio, you guys have hail chances, moderate for both of you all, with some scattered activity but consistent activity, so moderate chances for both of you guys. Amarillo, storms came and went. I think they're past you at this point. We could still get a couple firing just to the west of the dry line, but it's looking like Amarillo is probably out of the running for now. Tulsa, Fort Smith, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Austin, lower end chances as that line moves off to the east and becomes more of a band. And then Oklahoma City, it's still conditional for you guys. It's really dependent. Again, maybe that storm or that warm front can surge a little further north, and that'll help those cells pick up on intensity. So not pulling you guys out of the red for that reasoning. We could still see large hail into tonight in the 2 to 2.5 inch range, but it's messy, and that cold front, or that, I'm sorry, the warm front is really just taking its time. So we're watching that. If it can reach us, we could still see some large hail potential into the next few hours. Then for our most at-risk cities for hail, so this is just your chances of seeing hail overall in the severe range, so anywhere from quarters to, whatever, basketballs, not basketballs, but this is your chance of seeing severe hail into tonight. So Lawton, Oklahoma, high-end chance for you guys as well as Altus to see some significant hail sizes into the next few hours through tonight as those cells pass through. Same with Wichita Falls, moderate to high since it looks like most of it's going to stay north of you, but we could still get a couple strong cells moving through the area. Oklahoma City and San Antonio, or this should be San Angelo, I got the two mixed up, but Oklahoma City and San Angelo will be in the moderate values just for the conditionality and the scattered nature. Dallas-Fort Worth, low to moderate for you guys, and then Tulsa low because you guys are so far north, so it's pretty chilly up in Tulsa. It's a little hard to get hail in those temperatures. So then for our wind forecast, it's not really, this is more of an in case you missed it. It hasn't really changed much except for an expansion of this hatched risk. So once again, over in the East Coast, there's a chance for scattered storms for you guys. So anywhere from Virginia Beach down to Wilmington, same as what we had at noon, low end chances for you guys to get some gusty winds. Then over into the Central Plains, once again, Fort Smith, you're now in a high chance in the overnight hours to see some gusty winds as well as some rotating storms. So be on the lookout for that. Same with Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Could see some strong winds as well as some rotation with that band of storms. And OKC, you're going to have a few rounds. You're going to have those scattered storms moving through first, and that's where you could get your large hail threat. But then you're going to have that line pass through afterwards into tonight. And we could still see hail with that, but now we're starting to look at a strong wind threat as well as some tornado potential. So, just be on the lookout for tonight in OKC and Tulsa for those damaging winds. Same with Wichita Falls. You guys are in a moderate chance. Same reasoning as the hail. It just looks like it's going to be a touch north, but there's still a moderate chance that you guys could see some hail as well as some gusty winds. And then low end across the board for Amarillo, San Angelo, Del Rio, and DFW. So then we didn't talk about this at noon, so this is new. Future jet stream as well as the next few days of an outlook. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. This is storm system ISLA that's causing all of this chaos into today as well as tomorrow. So here it is right now. We've had all of that humidity streaming up into the Central Plains, and that's given us enough instability buildup that when this trough moves through, we're already seeing storms firing. That's going to continue off to the east, and there we are by Thursday afternoon, and it's going to be the same kind of situation with all of that instability buildup with the trough moving through. That's going to sustain storms. So we're seeing that MCS system, or that line of storms, starting to form through Oklahoma City and move its way into Fort Smith overnight. That's going to continue into tomorrow through Arkansas, through the southern parts of Missouri, as well as Louisiana and Texas. So we're going to see some storms associated with that. That's going to continue to move eastward, and then by Friday we'll have a southeast and east coast risk associated with storm system Isla. And then we have storm system Justin moving in behind it. So there you go, Justin, you got your storm system name. That's moving in behind it by Saturday and Sunday. And so ahead of that, we could see some storms through the Central Plains as well as through the upper parts of the Mississippi Valley through Minnesota and Iowa. So we're going to be on the lookout for that into early next week. So this is our risk area for Friday. Again, southeast and east coast. Even parts of the Ohio Valley really could see some severe weather, all risks possible with that. We've got some instability buildup, so we could see multiple modes of storms forming on Friday. Then jumping over to Saturday and Sunday, looking more to Central Plains risk. Once again, so Nebraska, the far southern part of South Dakota, and the north central part of Kansas could see some storm activity for the weekend. And then jumping into Sunday, moving off into Iowa as well as the southern part of Minnesota there as that system continues to swing off to the east. So looking at a quick turnaround between our systems here. Isla is going to be done in the next couple of days, and then we're starting up with Justin, and then next week could be busy. So definitely follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit See First on Facebook so you don't miss our live videos, and we do have a chance to go live for storm coverage tonight. So you're definitely gonna want to turn on that notification bell and hit See First. Also follow us on TikTok if you want to get storm chasing footage, live updates, early updates to your forecast. Lots of good resources there. And then if you want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com, or you can check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details. And we'll keep you updated as always. But for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.